Hi, I'm Rob from robmanphoto.com, and in today's video we're going to talk about the incredibly important decision that you've got to make when you're thinking about changing your camera bag. And what we're going to be looking at today is the Thinktankphoto Retrospective 30 and the Lowepro Flipside 400AW rucksack type bag, because I've recently done reviews of both of them and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of discuss what I think about both bags in comparison, why you might want to consider one over the other, because the camera bag, I think, is one of the most important accessories for the walkabout photographer. If you're a bit like me, amateur photographer, what I enjoy about photography is wandering around taking pictures of things that catch my eye, and in order to do that I need to carry my kit with me because I use a DSLR. What normally happens is you might even start off with one of those single type camera bags, and then you might move on to something like this. So this is a Lowepro photo runner bag, over the shoulder type bag, where you can wear it as a bum bag or as a fanny pack, as I understand they call it in America, or as a bit of both. And in here you can fit your DSLR with a kit lens on, wide angle zoom. You can fit a second lens, normally a telephoto, your accessories along the front, but that's it. You can't fit any more in. And at some point you'll start to think, I want to carry more with me. Maybe you want to carry more lenses. In my particular case, I wanted to carry more lenses and also flashes as well, and wireless flash systems, so that if I was out and about I could basically just put my my flash on top of my camera to bounce it around. And I couldn't really do that with this. If I was using this camera bag, I would have to have the flash in my pocket or in my jacket pocket, and it was just not what I really wanted. So I don't like to use the word outgrown, but the photo runner, although it's a fantastic bag, I needed something bigger. And for several years, I think for a few years anyway, I've owned, but very rarely used, if ever, my Flipside 400AW from Lowepro. This is a fantastic rucksack type camera bag. So you wear this camera bag on your back, and it has a back compartment where you can put all your accessories, your lunch, lens covers, filters, all that sort of stuff. But the main section where you keep all your gear is in the back, hence the Flipside. So the idea is that this particular section that you carry all your stuff in is up against your back, so people can't reach into it. And then when you want to change lenses or get your camera out, you put the tummy strap on, you flip the bag round to the front, you open it up, change your lens, seal it all up, and then you're good to go again. You can carry a lot of gear very comfortably because, again, it's a rucksack type bag, a backpack type bag, and these two big straps really help. And quite a unique thing compared to the Retrospective 30, which we'll have a quick look on at in a moment, is the fact that this also has a little flappy out bit underneath here, which enables you to carry a very small tripod or light stand or something on the back. So that's the 400AW. And then recently I reached out to Thinktankphoto, and they were kind enough to advise me and send me one of these babies. And this is the Retrospective 30, which is a shoulder type camera bag. So you just have one strap that you put over one shoulder, or you could wear it bandolier style. And you've also got a hand strap there. And this is more of a kind of urban type, messenger type bag. Velcro. Very useful, can carry just as much kit as the 400AW, but in a slightly different. This is like a really souped up version of that smaller bag I started with, the photo runner, because as you can see, you've got loads of compartments inside. And what I'll start to show now near the bottom of the screen probably is some videos of me loading up various gear into the two camera bags, to kind of see that with the 400AW and the Retrospective 30, you can kind of fit the same amount of gear into both, that you're just carrying the stuff around in a different way and in a different form factor. And as you can see with the Retrospective 30, it's got this, I think they call it a pine stone blue, so it's like a bluey grey colour. It's got loads of different compartments, loads of different flaps. Let me just turn the quiet. There's these special covers that you can put into effect these little, and what they then do is they cover over the Velcro. So when it's shut, you can open and close it without making any noise. So as you can see, this is more of this is an over-the-shoulder bag. Doesn't really look like a camera bag, does it? Very comfortable to have in your shoulder. Nice big pad. Just the microphone. The microphone falling over twice. And so with this one, you can see it's got a really thick strap, so that it does go comfortable over your shoulder. However, because all the weight is going through one pad and not two, it's not quite as comfortable as the backpack type 400AW. But it really does look very, very different indeed. So there you've got. Let's see. Can I hold them both up? So there's the 400AW in my left hand, sort of camera right. And there's the Retrospective 30. You know, they've probably got a very similar size in terms of volume, and they can definitely carry a similar amount of kit. So, you know, the ultimate question is, if you're looking at both, and your budget can stretch to both, because, I mean, just as a quick aside, in the UK, the Flipside 400AW backpack goes for about £90, £90 to £120, and the Retrospective 30 goes for about £150. In America, the Flipside 400AW backpack goes for about $120 to $140, and the Retrospective 30 goes for about $200. So the Retrospective 30 is more expensive. But if both bags are within your budget and you're thinking, which one would be the best for me? You know, which one, should you buy? And the question really does come down to what you're going to be using it for, obviously, and what your priorities are. And I think both bags are fantastic. You can't really go wrong with either ones. But let's take the 400AW first. I think this bag probably suits more of the landscape photographer. If you're hiking through difficult conditions, maybe like it's raining, but I mean both cameras do have rain covers. Maybe going through forests, maybe in the desert. You're out and about in the countryside, going on longer hikes, taking a lot of equipment with you, taking a tripod with you, because remember it's got the tripod stand on it as well. Then the 400AW is probably going to be for you. You can change your lenses without having to put the camera bag down. I know you can do that with the Retrospective 30, but lots of rucksack bags you can't. You can carry an awful lot of gear very, very comfortably, or a little bit less gear. Say, your basic, your camera body, maybe a spare camera body, your lenses, your tripod, batteries and all that sort of stuff, and your packed lunch, and a few other things, in here as well. And it's very, very comfortable. The downside is that it really does look like a camera bag. So I don't know if I would be comfortable, say, wandering around the streets of New York or London or Paris with something like this on my back, because I would stick out as a photographer. And that's where I think, with lots of expensive stuff on me, and that's where I think the Retrospective 30 kind of starts to come into its own and gives you the alternative. So with the Retrospective 30, what we've got here is we've got a bag that can carry the same amount of stuff, roughly, as the 400AW. No space for a tripod. There's no straps for it or anything like that. But in terms of bodies, lenses, flashes, spare lenses and accessories, you can fit it all in here as well. Now this bag, if you're walking around all day, isn't as comfortable as the 400AW, because instead of having two straps on you, you've only got the one. But it's not too bad at all. And this sort of bag, again, it doesn't scream, I've got £1,000, $2,000 worth of camera gear inside me. You could even say it looks like a bit of a messenger bag. When I first took this to work, actually, the boys all said it looked like a nappy bag. In other words, a baby bag of stuff you keep on the back of a stroller for all the baby stuff in it, which is fine. Because, again, if you're out and about going around London, Paris or New York, maybe, unless you've got your camera out, people won't think it's got £1,000 worth of camera gear in, which I think is really good. Similarly, if you're say at a a wedding photographer or something like that, all these little neat things where you can quiet down the bag as well, so it's not quite as noisy, and the fact that it looks quite cool and hip is very, very good. So whereas the 400AW would be the landscape photographer's camera bag, I think this is more of the street photographer's stroke photojournalist's camera bag. You can wander around with this and people won't immediately recognise you as a photographer. Also, the good thing I think about having a bag like this is if you're taking your camera stuff to like a photo shoot or somewhere where you're going to be putting it down, people won't again automatically think that it's full of expensive camera gear, whereas you look at the 400AW and it definitely is. So this one gives you an element of disguise as well. Both cameras are built very, very well. Both cameras are a joy. Both camera bags are a joy to use. And if I'm deciding which one I'm going to use, it really does depend on that. If I'm going out and the weather might be a bit crappy, and I'm going to be going through woods or where it might be muddy and all that sort of stuff, I'll take the 400AW. However, if I'm out sort of walking around Portsmouth, walking around Gosport in a more of an urban environment, then I'll take the Retrospective 30. But do also remember that both bags need to be treated with utmost respect in terms of the amount of gear that you can carry in them, because you can carry an awful lot of gear. And I know in the videos that you'll have just seen a little bit of, and which I will replay in full at the end of this video so you can see what you can fit in the bags, you can overload them, which is fine if you're getting your kit from A to B to then take the bag off and then do a studio shoot or shoot at someone's house. But if you're walking around all day, always think, what do I need? And if you're in a situation where you only need a camera body and a lens, go back to your little camera bag because it is so much lighter. So there we go. That's my comparison review of the Retrospective 30 from Thinktankphoto and the 400AW from Lowepro. Both great camera bags. 400AW, more for the landscape photographer. You've got the tripod connection on the back. You can walk longer with more kit in it because of the two straps. If you're more of an urban photographer or maybe a wedding photographer, a street photographer, then the Retrospective 30 is probably the better choice for you. Well, that's it. My name's Rob from robnanphoto.com. Please like the videos, please share them, please subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.